Hi, welcome to the Escondido podcast. Today we're going to talk about the ex-pastor who went to Osaka. Joe Garcia represents District 2 in the Escondido City Council. He has been a pastor for 30 years, so he claims, but there's no record for the last 10. He grew up partly in Mexico. He speaks Spanish. He promotes the Escondido Osaka Sister City connection at the Chamber of Commerce meeting. He went on a podcast just 3 weeks ago and talked about, and I quote, the powerful connection between Escondido and Osaka through sister city programs and cultural heritage. He loves Mexico. He celebrates Mexico. He promotes Mexico. And tomorrow night, Joe Garcia may vote to send himself to Mexico on $6,600 of your taxpayer dollars. And let me explain what's happening. Tomorrow night, Escondido City Council agenda, June 17, 2026, there is a vote to approve $6,600 in city funds to send two council members and one staff representative to Osaka, Mexico, to attend the La Guza 2026 Gula Gutsa is Osaka's most famous annual cultural festival, featuring the exact ballet folklorico performances Joe Garcia has publicly promoted around Escondido. The Sister City Subcommittee recommended this expenditure. Joe Garcia has been one of the most vocal promoters of the Escondido Osaka Sister City relationship on the entire council. So tomorrow night, Joe Garcia may vote to approve his own taxpayer-funded trip to a Mexican culture festival, while the Mexican immigrant families of his district hide from ICE. Let that sink in for a moment. The same Joe Garcia who votes with MAGA Republican majority on this council, the same Joe Garcia who supports ICE enforcement in a city with 51% Hispanic, the same Joe Garcia who rubber stamped Mayor Danes White's agenda virtually every single time, and the same Joe Garcia who still calls himself senior pastor of the Escondido Spanish Church on LinkedIn, a title he reportedly hasn't actively held for over a decade, the same Joe Garcia who misled voters with a campaign flyer that made him look like a sworn police officer when he was actually a chaplain. That Joe Garcia wants to go to Osaka on your dime. And here is the question nobody on that council is going to ask tomorrow night, but somebody should. How does a man who supports the deportation of Mexican immigrants, who votes with a party that terrorizes Hispanic families in the city, justify spending $6,600 of Escondido's taxpayer money to fly to Mexico and celebrate Mexican culture? Is it genuine love for the culture he grew up in, or a political performance, a way to keep Hispanic voters thinking he's on their side, while his vote record tells a completely different story? Joe Garcia has been playing both sides of the fence for years. He reassures frightened immigrant families at church meetings. He promotes Mexican culture at chamber events. He talks about Osaka on podcasts. And then he goes back to City Hall and votes with Dane White. Tomorrow night, he may literally vote to fly himself to the culture he celebrates, while the people who actually live in that culture every day in Escondido can't safely walk to the grocery store. If you want to know who Joe Garcia really is, watch what happens tomorrow night. Go to City Hall, be heard, watch whether he recuses himself from voting on his own travel, watch whether he discloses his conflict of interest, watch whether he asks any hard questions about spending $6,600 on a trip to Mexico while Escondido families struggle. Or watch him vote yes and then board a plane to Osaka in July. This ex-pastor who celebrates Mexican culture in Mexico and ignores it at home. Please go to City Hall. Please listen to what's really going on and just show up. Thanks for showing up here, though.